No other nation has wives have been taken from them and made bed witches. No other nation has hung on trees and had their backs whipped. No other nation has been mutilated by their arms being chopped off because they didn't bring in enough rubber. No other nation. You tell me, help me out. In this scripture, in Christ saying this, why is Christ saying this?
Letting you know why he's here and what he's here to do.
That's right, that's right. Why? Why for today though? Why do we need to understand this that happened back then for today?
Because we need to be, some of us need to be rescued.
We need to be rescued. I like that. I like that. We need to be rescued. You agree, my brother? What do we need to be rescued from what?
Our enemies.
Huh?
Our enemies.
Our enemies. And who? And our sins, okay?
Ignorance, just a way of thinking.
Way of thinking. I like everything y'all saying is scriptural. Because it's key things that he's reading. What you say, sis?
From our enemies, from anybody.
From our enemies. Stick with enemies. All right? Because once you understand what Christ is saying, and we have to return back to what? Our identity. We don't identify. See, you got to remember, what happened to us? What happened to us as a nation of people? Slavery. We went on cargo slave ships right here in slavery. Give me Deuteronomy 4:27. Where? To the four corners of the earth. Which means we were what? Displaced from what? Our heritage. Identifying who we are as a people. All these other nations know who they are. All these other nations have their history. You never learned any of these things that we're teaching right out of the Bible, our history book, in school. Outside of this, you may have learned some of this in school. Some of y'all may have learned this. You look a little young. You may have learned this too. But today, they're not teaching none of this in school.
Right.
You're not going to learn about slavery. Why? Because they tell you need to stop talking about that.
Right.
That's in the past. Why are you holding on to what happened in the past? Yeah, get over it, right. But we can't get over something that has displaced the mindset, as you said, the mind, my brother, of our people. Now we African American. Now we colored. Now we black. Now we niggers. Now we spicks. Now we porch monkeys. We're bywords that the nations have put upon us. But you're greater than that. That's why Christ said what? Read? No. The lost sheep of the house of Israel. That's who he sent to. We're the only people that's lost and displaced. You understand what I'm saying? We are lost. That's why we go by the last name of who? Our slave master. Johnson. Rodriguez. I just butchered that, but you know what I'm saying? Hernandez. All right? That's why we go by these names versus what? Israel. That's our last name. You know what I'm saying? Read that. The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 4, verse 27. And the Lord shall scatter thee.
There you go.
And the Lord shall scatter you among the nations. And ye shall be left few in number among the heathen. It say the Lord shall scatter thee. You understand what this was? A scattering of a people, of a nation, on the 12 tribe sign right here. All right? Yeah, flip it back around. Scattering of the 12 tribes of Israel. No other nation, as they read earlier, has been through what we've been through. You understand? Has any other nation of people? Y'all tell me. Because I got when we up here teaching you all, we want to conversate, we want to converse with one another. To understand where your mind is. To understand what you understand and what you need to be helped bring up to speed on. All right?
Everybody goes through slavery.
Everybody's been through slavery, right?
Yeah.
But we're talking about a Pacific slavery. The slavery that, give me that, Amos. The slavery of the black Hispanics and Native Americans. You can put it down, you good. The black Hispanics and Native Americans. See, this is not things that you read about. The white, hold on. It was self-inflicted?
Okay, so this is gonna be out there. So
I'm listening.
There's this painting in the train station in New Orleans, right?
Okay. That's where you from?
Nah, man, but I'm telling you where, like, you gotta see this shit.
I got you.
So the painting wraps around the whole building, right? We did this to ourselves.
You already got a fly.
It was self-inflicted. So it's this. I'll tell you the story of the painting. So the natives, they look and they see the big ship come, and then they do the Thanksgiving shit. But something's wrong, and the natives now got to give them a burlap sack. They just give them a burlap sack, and then now the Europeans go back to Europe. And now in the painting, it's just black people and white people. Now it's a gray person in the painting. So the gray person goes from European time all the way up to damn near the railroad. And this motherfucker's gray, he's the gesture, then he's a bad bitch, he just continues to change.
Okay, got you. Hold on, yeah. So what did you gather from that painting? What did that painting express to you or display to you?
We did it to ourselves.
That's what that painting displays to you?
We didn't have another choice yet. Tribalism, this is something that, you know what I'm saying, is known. Everybody sells themselves into slavery.
Read that and then go to Amos. The book of Daniel, chapter 9, verse 11. So I'm not dismissing your question or your statement, brother. But I'm going to further explain and expound upon what you're saying. All right? Because we express ourselves through what? Art. Through music, right? Like today. But today's music is wicked as hell. It's evil. It's a destruction or destruction of a people. They call our sisters bitches and hoes, right? Baby mamas, right? Thoughts, right? These are things that are put on our people, right? Via what? The communication of what? Music. All right? As well as art. All right? Like this right here, this art right back here, right? This is depicting Obama and his family, right? Right? Quote unquote black unity, or things that we can aspire to, right? The next one back there is Martin Luther King, right? Via what? The civil rights that he helped lead, right? Through what? Our oppression, right? All these things represent something. All right, I'm gonna get to your question. Just hold on.
Shalom Israel, this is Bishop Nathaniel. I want you to know that you can view all our Sabbath classes live on IUIC TV. That's right, I said on IUIC TV. Download the app today. Shalom.
We have to establish that no other nation on this earth has went through what we as a nation of people, black, Hispanics, and Native American has been through.
Right.
Period.
Right.
No other nation had yokes of iron on their neck.
Right.
No other nation has wives have been taken from them and made bad witches.
That's right.
No other nation has hung on trees and had their backs whipped.
Right.
No other nation has been mutilated by their arms being chopped off because they didn't bring in enough rubber. No other nation. You tell me, help me out.
Right.
Because I may have missed something in history.
Right.
In my growing up. But I haven't. I know I haven't. I know the atrocities that have happened to my people.
That's right.
All right, read.
This is the book of Daniel, chapter 9, verse 11. Yea, all Israel has transgressed thy law.
All Israel, the black, Hispanics, and Native American, has transgressed God's laws. Why is it only speaking of us? Give me that. Psalms 147, 19 and 20. So, why is it saying only Israel? Israel had transgressed thy law. Help me out. What you think? Okay. So the Bible says, read that part again. Hold on the precept. Yeah, read it.
This is the book of Daniel, chapter 9, verse 11. Yea, all Israel has transgressed thy law.
It says, all Israel has transgressed thy law. Transgress, when you read in the Bible, 1 John 3 and 4, is the break. It's the sin against God. Right? Because that's something the Christian churches don't teach you. What sin is. Sin is the transgression of God's laws. All right? How a young lady is supposed to dress. This is an example of how a modest young lady supposed to dress. In a dress or a skirt. This is the example that your generation has not been taught. You understand? Why? Because our foremothers, they stopped doing it. They, through the women feminist movement, they thought that I can be equal now to a man. See, all this is a process of time, all right? Which is that sin that I'm speaking about that has overtaken our people's mind.
Right.
All right? So, going back to my statement, I said it's talking about Israel. And only Israel because of a reason. I'm going to show you why, all right? Read.
This is the book of Psalms, chapter 147, verse 19. He showeth his word unto Jacob.
It says he showeth his word. What's his word? The Bible. Thank you, my brother. The Bible. The Bible is his word. The word. Read.
His statutes and his judgments unto Israel.
His statutes and his judgments unto Israel. Somebody help me understand what that means. That's right, my brother. You own it. You own it. Your spirit is bearing witness right now today with this Bible.
Right.
Where you going, sis? You going? Huh? Okay. Pay attention, though. Pay attention, because I don't want you to get lost in transition. I know our people have short attention spans, but I want you to gather this message that's coming out today. Because I don't want you to walk away from here saying, you forgot, you didn't know, so on and so forth. Because when Christ come back, you can't give him that excuse.
Right.
Because today, all of you all are being marked. Today, on what you should and shouldn't be doing on today.
Right. That's right.
You know what I'm saying? On knowing your true heritage or a fairy tale lie that you've been lied to and told.
Right.
That you are Mexican, Latino, or Puerto Rican, or black, right? So before you leave, before you converse with my brother, I see you got the camera, you want to try to get it. But listen to this word first, because this is all of y'all key to salvation.
Right.
You understand? Without this, the laws, as you stated, my brother, and the faith in Christ, you have no hope.
Right.
You have death and destruction coming to you.
Right.
All right, read.
Verse 20. He have not dealt so with any nation.
So the Bible just said he showed his law, statutes, and commandments to Israel, and his judgments for doing what? So he showed his law, statutes, and commandments to Israel, and the judgment for what? Breaking those laws, statutes, and commandments. Just like today's judicial system, which is made of what? The Jews.
Right.
A lot of those laws that's in the on the docket, whatever. The Constitution, thank you, officer. They were taken from where? The Bible.
Right.
Thou shalt not kill is where? In the Bible.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? So it's judgments for breaking those laws. This is the basics that y'all need to understand of why we as a nation are in the condition we are today.
Right.
You understand? Because what? We broke God's commandments. The laws that he gave Israel, that's why we're being what? Judged.
Right.
For breaking the commandment, the oath, the covenant. You have a covenant between who? You and your wife. An oath, paper, documents to say this is mine. We're together.
Right.
I represent her. She represents me.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? That's us and our God. On this earth, we represent him on earth in the fleshly form. But today, we're not representing our God in heaven. We're not representing Christ, the black Messiah of the Bible. We're representing what we've been taught from the other nations.
Right.
The other nations taught us Christmas. The other nation taught us Easter's, Mother's Day, Father's Day. They taught us to worship ourselves for birthdays. But none of that is in the Bible.
Right.
You're worshiping what? Other gods. God didn't give you that to worship.
Right.
That's why we're being judged today, still to this day. After all those other captivity, the Assyrian, the Babylonian, the Greek, the Persian and Mede, the Roman captivity, the Babylonian captivity, the Egyptian captivity, we're still today following who? The other nations.
Right.
Read.
And as for his judgments, they have not known them.
Why do the other nations not know our judgments? It's an easy answer. Why do the other nations don't know our judgments?
They don't know our God.
True, true. That's a good answer. That's a good answer. Anybody else?
We're giving the law to God.
That's it, my brother. You own it. You are on it, my brother. That's why I say your spirit bear witness with this Bible.
Right.
They were not given the commandments of God.
Right.
That's what govern us as a people.
What is a nation? Nation is men leading by example. Nation is family. Nation